Have you ever noticed something strange about people who truly love dogs? Not just the ones who think puppies are cute, but the ones who feel like a dog is family. Almost like a part of their soul? At first it seems simple. They walk their dogs every morning. They talk to them like humans. They celebrate their birthdays. But psychology suggests something deeper is happening beneath the surface. Something that quietly reveals who these people really are. Because when someone forms a powerful bond with a dog, it's rarely just about the animal. It's about something inside the human heart. And once you start noticing the pattern, you realize these people share certain psychological traits that most people overlook. The first one is something almost everyone secretly craves but rarely admits: unconditional acceptance. Think about human relationships for a moment. Friends judge you. Colleagues compete with you. Even family sometimes expects you to be someone you're not. There are rules, conditions, silent tests you have to pass. But a dog doesn't play those games. A dog doesn't care if you lost your job today. It doesn't care if you're rich, awkward, tired, or emotionally broken. When a dog runs to you with that uncontrollable tail wag, it's not evaluating your success. It's responding to your presence. And for someone who has experienced rejection or emotional wounds in the past, that kind of pure acceptance feels almost healing. But here's where it gets more interesting. People who deeply connect with dogs tend to develop an unusual skill: emotional awareness. Dogs don't speak words. They communicate through energy, posture, breathing, tiny movements most people ignore. A slight tilt of the ears, a shift in body weight, a nervous whine that lasts only a second. To understand a dog, you have to pay attention to feelings instead of language. And over time, people who live closely with dogs train their brains to read emotions instinctively. That skill doesn't stay limited to animals. It transfers to humans. These are often the people who can walk into a room and instantly sense tension. The ones who notice when someone says "I'm fine" but their voice trembles slightly. They feel what others miss. And that ability makes them unusually empathetic companions. But there's another pattern you start to see if you observe dog lovers closely. They don't seem obsessed with popularity. They rarely chase attention from large crowds. Instead, they value loyalty more than recognition. In a world where many people measure their worth by likes, followers, and social approval, dog lovers often prioritize something quieter. Trust. The dog teaches this lesson every single day. A dog doesn't care about your social status. It only cares whether you come home, whether you keep your promises, whether you show up when it needs you. And slowly, the person begins to value those same qualities in their human relationships. Loyalty becomes more important than appearance. Consistency becomes more meaningful than charm. But the psychology goes even deeper. Many people who form intense bonds with dogs have a powerful caregiving instinct. When they feed their dog, walk it, protect it, comfort it during storms, their brain releases oxytocin, the same bonding chemical involved in parenting and deep emotional attachment. In other words, caring for a dog activates the human nurturing system. It gives people a sense of purpose, the feeling that they are responsible for something vulnerable. And sometimes that instinct comes from personal history. Maybe they grew up needing to take care of others. Maybe they never received the affection they deserved. A dog becomes a safe place to give the love they've been carrying for years. And yet, perhaps the most surprising trait of true dog lovers is this: they are often searching for simplicity in a complicated world. Modern life is exhausting. Messages have hidden meanings. Social interactions feel like negotiations. People pretend. People disappoint. But a dog's world is beautifully simple. Food means happiness. A walk means adventure. Your return home means pure joy. No manipulation. No emotional puzzles. Just presence. For someone overwhelmed by complexity, that simplicity becomes incredibly peaceful. But here's the final piece of the puzzle. Something psychologists notice again and again. Many dog lovers have experienced what it feels like to be misunderstood themselves. Maybe they were the quiet one growing up, the sensitive one, the person who didn't quite fit into loud social groups. And when they see a dog that's been abandoned, judged by its breed, or ignored because it isn't perfect, they recognize something familiar. They see a reflection of their own experience. So when they adopt the dog no one else wanted, they aren't just rescuing an animal. In some strange way, they're rescuing a piece of themselves. And that's why the bond becomes so powerful. Because it's not just companionship, it's healing. So the next time you meet someone who truly loves dogs, pay attention. You might be looking at someone deeply empathetic, emotionally aware, fiercely loyal, and quietly searching for something many people never find: genuine connection. But here's the question that makes this even more fascinating. If the way someone loves an animal can reveal so much about their personality, what does the way you treat animals say about you?